Hi, good afternoon, it's John McLaughlin. Welcome back after the Christmas and New Year break. We're back with the Crossfire strategy, and it's just before 1 p.m. It's 12:50 currently. So we're going to just go over what's happened over the holidays. Obviously not much has happened, obviously, because it's been the holidays, but just to see what price is doing and what imbalance is doing, and kind of we'll just go through all the four pairs. So the four pairs that we've got on the chart. First of all, we've got Euro CAD, Euro USD, GBP CAD and GBP USD. And what you can see in front of you is my trading view. Okay, so let's have a look at Euro CAD first. Alright, so what have we got? Well, we've got a lot of imbalance that's been taken away. That's all been mitigated. Okay, all this. So let's get rid of this for a start. And so we don't know really what's going to happen today. Probably the markets. I mean, it is Tuesday, but obviously yesterday was the 1st of Jan. So markets are probably still warming up, but we'll see. We'll see what's going to happen. Yeah, not really nothing too eventful. I mean, obviously here we've got the 27th of December, the 28th, the 29th, and then we're back onto the 2nd. Okay, so this is the first real day. I've got a push here. This is a push at 14:30 on Friday, and then kind of went into consolidation. Price went down 9:30 this morning, so a bit of movement about. But we'll put our indicators on. So we'll put the vertical line on. We'll put that on the 1300. This is the 15-minute time frame. Couple of trend lines just to get ourselves ready. So we'll just change that for red. So a couple of trend lines. Here we go. Okay, so let's have a look at Euro USD. So a very similar sort of story. Kind of consolidation, which you would expect from the 29th, and then went down. Went a bit bearish on here, 9:30, similar sort of thing. A lot of this imbalance has been taken out, but one thing you might notice on here is if you look at these lines that we put on, these points of interest. Let me just zoom in so you can see this. I mean, obviously these were put on before Christmas, and you can see the blue line there. That was an area of interest. The price has come down and touched it perfectly. Okay, touched it perfectly there. Okay, it went through and came back and touched it perfectly there, and you can't really sort of make that up. And it's just a case of when you put these areas of interest on, put them on previous areas, previous highs and lows. And let me tell you, what you see in the past, when you look left on your chart, you'll see the future. Okay, so that's really it's kind of interesting. So I'm going to take this imbalance off because this has all been mitigated now. It's all gone. That little bit's gone. And this little bit is still active. Okay, so we'll keep those on, and we'll keep these areas of interest on as well, just for the time being, because they are still, obviously they're all relevant. Any line that you put on the chart and a high and low is going to be relevant. Right, so vertical line, we'll put that on at 1300. A couple of trend lines. Okay, so at 13:15, which obviously is what, 17-18 minutes away, we're going to put those on. Right, so GBP CAD, so look at that. So we've still got, this is a 15-minute time frame, still got a fair bit of imbalance at the top there. Okay, and we've got imbalance here, which has been mitigated. That's been mitigated. So all this imbalance can be taken away. Okay, and we'll put our trend line on, our vertical line first on the 1300, and the two trend lines. There we go. I suppose what we should do is put the imbalance on as well. So we'll just do GBP USD first. So as you can see, yeah, this imbalance has been taken away since we traded before Christmas. So that's been mitigated. That's been mitigated. This is still active, so we'll keep that on the chart. And what have we got in terms of our areas of interest? I mean, look at that. Look at that. Just perfect. Perfect. Okay. So these areas of interest are so significant when you're trading. Just to look at potential take profit levels, and just really to manage your account. It's so straightforward. Look there, perfect. There, kind of just onto the line. Not quite as perfect as the last few, but near on, dead on. So yeah, it's so important to put these on. And the more you do them, and the more practice you do, the better you'll get at putting them on and where to put them. So I'm just taking off this imbalance because I'll keep that on because that's still active as well. Yeah, that's still active, well active. This is imbalance here from the 13th of December. Seems like a bloody lifetime ago, to be quite honest. Right, okay, so let's put vertical lines on. 1300, 2 trend lines. Right, now we'll go back to Euro CAD and we'll have a look at some imbalance over here. So we've got imbalance here, so we'll put that on. So between the first and the third candle, what you're looking for is a gap between the wicks, and the gap is there. Okay, so the bottom of that wick, and we'll put it over, and it goes to the top of this wick here, this wick here. Okay, click on the cog, click on template, imbalance, okay. Alright, and the only reason I put the imbalance on there as a template is because I'm just quite a visual person. Alright, imbalance there. Let me make this a bit bigger so you can see it. There's little pockets of imbalance everywhere, so you may as well put them on, because they all just give you additional confirmations of what price may or may not do. So and as I always say, yes, you can get indicators, you can get free indicators that will highlight the imbalance for you. Okay, which is fine. Okay, but put them on yourself, because you're going to learn about price action. All right, so many people out there using trading robots and saying, look how great a trader I am, look how many pips I've made today, and suddenly the trading robot ceases to exist, and then suddenly your earnings go to zero and you haven't got a clue what you're doing. So learn trading. Just learn trading for yourself. Don't rely on anybody else or any bot or any ridiculous scam that's out there, because there's plenty out there. Okay, plenty out there that'll take your money off you. Okay, but if you can learn to trade, then you've got a skill for as long as trading is going to be around. Bit of imbalance there. Oh, is there? It's a bit tight, that. Let's just get rid of that. It's right on the line. What am I doing here? I should be. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. Yeah, there's no imbalance there because it's been already mitigated. Just a tiny bit there. Look, you see that between that wick and that wick? I know it's pretty small, but let's go and take this out. We'll mark it up on there. Oh no, that's the one we're looking at. Crikey. There was a tiny bit was going to put a line on. No, I won't. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll tell you what we'll do. I'll make a decision, shall I? That'll be original. There we go. That'll do. That'll do just there. And then when we come to trading, I'll be going, what's this line for? I ain't got it. It's no imbalance on it. Oh, that'll do. There we go. Nah, just leave it. Right. Okay, there we go. There's some of the imbalance for today. That's good. Ready to go. Right. Euro USD. What have we got? We've got bits here. All this is pretty much imbalance. Imbalance here. We'll mark up this here. Right, there we go. And there's still more. And more down here. Right, that'll do. GBP CAD. Again, it's a similar sort of situation. Imbalance all the way on this bearish move. Bearish is down, bullish is up. We've got a bit in there, but I'm going to put that on. We know what's happening on there because we're looking at the price. Right, GBP USD. Similar situation. We'll put all this imbalance on, may as well. Let's take off the noise. So you can see how kind of weird the markets have been acting just post holiday season. Not as though it's really a holiday, because most people don't have a holiday. So the season. Right, one more I think on here. whole lot of stuff on your charts now. Right, okay, so 1305, we've got 10 minutes before we can put the lines on. What we're looking at doing with these lines, if this is the first time you've seen this channel, or if this is the first time you've seen one of my sessions, first of all, subscribe to the channel. If you just go to the subscribe button, hit that, it'd be really appreciated. And if you can get some, or if you get some value from this video or any of the videos on this channel, give us a thumbs up, really appreciate that as well. Okay, I think currently at the moment it's a brand new channel, so I've got about 7 or 8 subscribers, so every subscriber helps. I know we'll start to get into a bit of a flow soon. So there's a 1300, and what we're looking at doing, we're looking at going to the left. Okay, so we're looking at the left here, and we want the higher highs and the lower lows in relation to this candle. Okay, so if you look at where this wick is right now, it's just here. Okay, if you look at the crosshairs, and the higher high, okay, is this candle here. All right, that's the higher high. So if we go to the low, currently there's no wick on there, so we go to the body. The lower low is the one next to it, the lowest low compared to this one. So let me just show you an example. So if we're to go to the lower low, I'd go and put the magnet tool on. I'd go to the bottom of this wick, and I'm looking at sticking that onto the bottom of there, and the magnet tool just snaps it. It's a lot easier to put it on accurately. Alright, so the lower low, and then because there's no wick, we're looking at going to the middle of the body. Okay, so that goes to the middle of the body there, and we can extend that a wee bit just so we can see it. There we go. That's the first. Now that's assuming that the candle doesn't move, and I've only put that on there just to show you as an illustration. So let me just show you the higher high. So the higher high, okay, is this candle here. So I'm going to put this across, and this would then go to the top of the wick, okay, at 1315. So assuming this candle doesn't move, which obviously it is, I'm going to have to move the wick, move the trend line. All right, so but that, and what we're looking to do is, when we do our trading, we're looking for price to go above the green line for buys or potential buys, and below the red trend line for potential sells. And there's also another whole number of different things that we look at the same time, and I just call those like stacks of probability. So imbalance is a stack of probability. We know price has got to go back to the imbalance at some point, but we don't know when. Okay, so we put the imbalance on to give us some kind of indication. What I've got here is the pivot lines. Okay, so again, these are areas of interest. These are pivot lines. Basically, is just a simple free indicator that shows me where price may want to go. And as you can see, look, went up to the pivot line, hit it completely. It was almost dead on from there, and then came down to hit this pivot line. Okay, and this is kind of what can happen, is that you get these areas of interest. You get these areas that can attract or repel price, offer support and resistance, and that's what we're doing all the way along. We're looking at the stacks, and do those stacks stack in our favor? Are the probabilities in our favor or against us? Okay, and once you understand the basics, and this strategy, let me tell you, it's basic, as is all strategies. Okay, when you understand it. When you don't understand it, you don't even know what you're looking at. Okay, when I first started trading, looking at all these candles, all I saw was shapes. You know, what do you see in the candles? Well, I see a little dragon. Okay, no. You know, so you'll get it eventually. But the other thing we look at as well is this indicator down here. This is the WAD ATA. This is the histogram. Okay, and this histogram will just confirm what the price is doing at the time. Okay, so again, there are additional confirmations. No indicator that you can put on your chart is a predictor. Okay, and even some strategy, and even some indicators that say they are predictors, I would never trust them. Okay, because nothing can predict the future. So this tells us what price is doing. So if you can see here, we've got the dark red, which indicates strength. Okay, and the bigger the histogram, the more strength. So you can see there, nice big pull down to the downside, as indicated by the histogram. Then the red changes colour to a salmony colour. excuse me, that means price is starting to run out of volume, okay, which it did, okay. Now you might just think, well, I can see that from here. Yeah, congratulations, okay. You're now looking at price action and candles, and really all you're doing is, this is an additional confirmation stack. When you first learn in trading, there are certain things that you need to do to build your confidence, and these sort of things kind of do that, okay. And you can see there we've got the green candle, and obviously represented by the green candle up here. What we've got here is the explosion line, okay, and what we want is this blue area is what we call a dead zone, okay. So dead zone, nothing's happening, there's no action, there's no volume, stay away, okay. It's like a septic tank, if you like. All right, so this explosion line tells us that price is moving away from the dead zone, okay. So we've got the well, just look at this one, price moving away, okay, and we've got the nice strong move. So that's kind of additional confirmations that it's a good down move, okay. Then the price kind of hovers off, and what you'll find is when this price starts to go up, then potentially the price will meander, and sometimes it can come back to the dead zone, which means stay out the trade, because the volume is going out the market. So just do that. Just first of all, we're going to put these trend lines on, and you can see how this is moving, because obviously price is moving. So we'll just wait and see what's going to happen. So I like all the indicators to go on the 15-minute time frame, and then once all the indicators are on, then we switch to a 2-minute time frame, and we get in and out of trades based on the 2-minute time frame. And generally, I find, or we've found as a group, that the 2-minute time frame gives you an early warning of when to get into a trade. It's like, because we're doing scalping, what you want to be doing is getting early warning. Okay, this is what's happening with price. Let's think about getting in, okay, and then it just gives it, early indications whether we can get in a trade or not, and then we need to be patient enough to get into a trade at the right time. You see how this is starting to move, okay, and like I say, at 13:15, this candle will stop painting and a new one will start. And painting just means it's just moving, okay. It's currently on that time frame, and right now every candle, because it's on the 15-minute time frame, represents 15 minutes, okay. So if I go on to like the 2-minute time frame, every candle will represent 2 minutes, okay. Let's go back on the 15. So I'm just going to wait for this to got to just less than 2 minutes left, and we can put these trend lines on. The other indicators that we've got on the chart, we have the clouds, okay. So we've got these moving averages, okay. So we've got the 200 moving average, okay. This relates to the area of the last 200 candles based on the 15-minute time frame, because that's where we are right now. We've got the 62, we've got the 13, the yellow, and we should have a white one somewhere. Don't know where that's gone. The white one is the 5-minute, but I might have to have a look at that in a second. What's happened here? That's strange. It's disappeared. Oh, I know why. I know why, because you haven't got your SFF on. Straightforward Forex. This is I told you it was after Christmas. This is our straightforward indicator. Okay, this has been custom made for us, and here is the white moving average. Okay, and you can put any colour you want on your chart depending on your background and your colour kind of preference, but this is the 5-minute. Okay, the other thing we've got is, okay, let me just explain that in a second, because we've now got the it's now 13:15. Right, so that's going to go on top of there. There we go. That's that. Right, Euro USD. Let's just take these off. So the higher high is the one next to it. Put the magnet tool on. And the lower low next to this one, well, it looks like there may not be one on this time frame. See that one there? This is on this session rather. So that is the start of the session. On there. Okay, so there is no lower low. So we just put it horizontal. So that'll go there. And this will, so if we click on the mouse, click your mouse, click the shift key, move it up, let go of everything, puts it horizontally. Simples. GBP CAD, lower low is this one. Put the magnet tool on first, then put that underneath, just on that wick. Yeah, that's it. The higher high is this red candle. And GBP USD. The higher high is the one next to it. And then straight on top of here. The lower low, yeah, it's the same one, same candle. And we put that just to touch the wick, just about there. There we go. Right, we're good. Right, so we'll put our indicators back on. We'll put it on the 2-minute time frame, and we're good to go. Euro USD, indicators back on, 2 minutes. So you can see right now, price has already gone above this trend line, okay, and we've got a distance away from the pivot line. We've got, no, we haven't got 7.9 pips. So again, that potentially could be not a bad little move. If we're going to get into this move, I'm going to go long onto here. Now we're looking for our stop loss wants to be below the line, below the trend line, and ideally, what you can see here is one of the lines that our indicator suggests. Okay, where your stop loss wants to go. And what I always look at this is sometimes around 7 pips is always good, because what we're looking for a 1-to-2 ratio, and a 1-to-2 ratio right now brings us just to this side of the imbalance. Okay, it's not quite ready yet, I don't think, but we'll just have we'll keep looking at that. Right, let me just go and put these on 2 minutes. And GBP USD, yeah, that's all ready to go. Okay, so yeah, it's not ready yet. See, what you've got to look at as well is this. Okay, we've got the price going above the green trend line, and we go, okay, confirmation that we're in a possible, let's look at this for a possible buy. Look at the Wadarata, okay, and it's currently losing volume, so we're going to stay out for now. We've got a wave up on our straightforward Forex indicator, okay, which is another confirmation. We've got the PSAR, the parabolic stop and reverse, which is underneath, which is green, which is pushing. It's not pushing price up, but it's an indicator that price is looking good for the buy. However, we're still on a red candle. And the other thing is, if we're going to get into this, as I said before, how many pips have we got before we've got a next kind of area of interest? And currently right now to there we've got like 13 pips, okay, to this pivot, and also the moving average. Okay, the green is a 62 moving average. So if it was to move, see what's going to happen now, price is going to come down. Okay, if it touches that PSAR, the PSAR is going to change, it's going to flip to red, and you know, it's no use, but we'll see what happens. EuroCAD's kind of just on this area. It's this area right now, it's offering resistance because you see the wick is currently through the trend line. Okay, so it's kind of at a resistance area, and if it does go above, then we're in a similar kind of situation to the last one where we've got 26 pips there. Okay, we're still on the 50-minute time frame, that's why, moron. Right, okay, so we are about, yeah, we're in a similar situation as previously. So what you can see here is that the price is coming down, and this area now for the price coming down is now offering resistance. And from where price is, yeah, 11 pips to the 200 moving average. See how that candle wants to break through, but it's resisting at the trend line. And it may well go down, but it may well just come back up again. It'll probably weak back up. And when you see that sort of thing happening, it's kind of a good confirmation or a good confidence builder that you've got your trend lines in the right place. There's not really a lot of mistakes you can make to get your trend lines in the wrong place with this strategy, but again, it just gives you confidence in the strategy itself. You know what I mean? So whenever you put a line on the chart, whenever you look at something like the pivot lines, or you're putting your areas of interest on the chart, when the price respects it, again, it gives you confidence, and that's really all you want when you're trading. You want those confirmation stacks, you want that confidence, knowing that you've got into a trade in the right way. And of course, you're not going to win every trade. Okay, anyone that says you win every trade is just lying to you. Nobody wins every trade. Nobody. But when we do lose a trade, you mitigate the risk. Okay, you mitigate. You manage 1%. Right. So Euro USD currently on the trend line, not doing much. We've got the pound Canadian dollar just broken through our red trend line. So we might want to be looking at where this is going to go. It's gone below it. Okay, the number of pips currently, or the movement, 8.3 pips, that pivot line. It's not a huge amount. Okay, and the kind of area of interest I'll be looking at might be just around, well, obviously it's on the pivot line. But the next thing you got to say is, okay, it's gone below the red trend line. Where could price go to? And the first obvious one is the pivot line. The next one is around here with the areas of interest. So let's put that on. Okay, so here you've got all these little taps. Okay, and what I would be inclined to do is get it just about there. So tap there, okay, just wick down to there, tapped here, wick down to there. And when you get that sort of a move, that's a better indicator of where price may want to go past this point. Okay, but currently, what are we in? A wave up. Price is going up past this trend line, so it's currently resisting the trend line. Green PSAR, green histogram, but it's inside the dead zone. So again, we're just going to wait. Just going to wait and be patient. Okay, so pound US dollar, that's gone below the red trend line, but currently nothing's really happening. So you can see how price kind of respected it, tapped it here, tapped it there, and it's just resistance. Resistance came through. Once it breaks through like this, then it offers support, okay? But currently we've gone to the downside and it's just now switched, coming back up for the retrace. One thing I haven't done today, this is a bit of a rookie error, I haven't checked the news. Right, 1400. Low impact news on the euro. 1430. High impact news on CAD and USD. Okay, so looking out for 1400 and 1430, 1345. Did see it previously on some previous. I think it was on the 15-minute, wasn't it? So yeah, so just look out for 1400, which is 34 minutes away. Yeah, always check that first. That was a mistake from me. Right, so the euro currently is pushing up. Okay, now because of where it is, this 200 moving average is currently going to act as resistance. So I'm guessing that price is going to come up, and it's either going to do two things: it's going to bounce or break from that line. All right, if it bounces off, then that's kind of what I'm expecting. I'll go up and bounce and just wick. If it breaks through, then what we've got a nice clear run all the way up to this imbalance. So let's go left and have a look at some areas of interest. Okay, so the areas of interest right now are where this moving average is. Okay, then we've got, yeah, same kind of place. Yeah. Oh, take the magnet tool off. See how it's bounced? Look, bounce or break. Well, it bounced because it's now going back down again. So you got this area here. Look, this is the higher high, okay, or the high at the moment. This area here. All right. So if you put a line on there. Okay, so you can see how price went down, okay, slight retrace and then back down, slight retrace, back down. Okay, so where these little retraces are can be potential areas of interest. So where are we? Oh, we're on here. And also, when we're looking at buys, we want to be conservative. We don't want any optimism bias. Don't want to mess around with any of that. Right, let's leave it at that for now. So what I'm looking for, it is, we've got 56 seconds left on this time frame. I want price to come above and clear this 200 moving average and give me a gap, okay, before moving to the upside. Okay, right now, the wick, see the wick is through it, the wick is through it, it's still offering resistance in that area, okay. Right, let's come back to that in a second. Okay, so let me take that off because that's not actually relevant at the moment. Looking at that previously, nothing really happening with that. Potentially, that may well potentially want to go to the upside. We've got 10 pips to the moving average. Let's just go back to the Euro CAD, see what's happened with that. We've got 2 seconds left on this time frame. It's going to open below, so we're in a similar situation. Still below, still messing around this. Again, you can see how the moving averages offer support and resistance, and currently it's a resistant level, so I'm just going to wait. GBP CAD. Nah, nothing doing. So we've got the red trend line, okay, it's resistance. we've got this imbalance. Okay, so pretty much what we've got in effect is a wedge. Okay, so we've got this coming up here, that coming across, it's forming a wedge. So price has got to do one or two things pretty soon. It's got to go up, or it's got to push down. All right. Come back and have a look at that. So this area here, see that wedge there between the green and the red trend line? Okay, this area is what we call no man's land. All right. And you don't want to be getting into a trade when it's anywhere near this area, okay? Because you've got too much volatility. It's not really doing anything in one direction. It's just doing nothing. So just wait, all right? So same situation here, still pushing down. I think it looks like price wants to come up. It looks like price wants to try and get up here. Okay, what we've got now is a kind of fight between the buyers and the sellers. Okay, sellers want to push price down, the buyers want to push price up, but we've got this resistance area here. So we'll just, again, sit on the hands, wait, don't do anything, and just see what happens. This looks like it's gone to consolidation. Consolidation is this like sideways rotation, okay, where nothing really happens. This is the Euro US, okay, it could well just be doing the Euro, we've only got low impact news on the Euro. doesn't tend to react as violently as the US does when it comes to high impact news. But we'll just see. But sometimes, where are we? Euro USD, yeah. I mean, it could well be going sideways until the news 1400. Sorry, news at 1400. But we'll have a look at that. So currently, I mean, we're only in what, 9 pips of movement between the top and the bottom in this zone, so there's nothing really happening, not really much volume. What you can do sometimes in this situation is look at where you are. Sort of here, so you've got like this box, okay, and this box is the area of consolidation where you're in, and what you're looking to do is you're looking to see if it breaks out. And currently, as I'm talking right now, it's starting to break out, okay, so potentially we could have a sell in the hands here, a sell, a buy in the hands. All right, so 3.4 pips, 5.2 pips to the pivot, 8.7 to the bottom of the imbalance. Okay, so one to look out for, could be interesting, or it could just come straight back. We'll just have to wait and see. Right, GBP USD, similar situation. Euro CAD, still messing about. One of the things I look for when you trade is reasons to not get in a trade. Why should I not get in? Okay, why should I always be cautious? Okay, well, you've always got to be cautious because the market don't care. Market don't care if you go bankrupt. Market don't care if you can't afford milk. It doesn't really matter, So it's up to you to be cautious. And what you don't want is to think of reasons to get into trades. Well, I can get into a trade because it's gone above the trend line, John. Look, it's gone above. Oh, it's come back down. Oh, why is it doing that? So always look for reasons to stay out rather than reasons to get in. As I always taught, it's always, yeah, I did actually. Yes, thank you. It's always better to be out a trade wishing you were in rather than being in a trade wishing you were out. Okay, that took some doing, didn't it? Right, GBP CAD, that's coming down to the downside. potential short on this position. Okay, so where do we put our stop loss? Put our stop loss above the green trend line, probably above this candle, ideally above this engulfing candle, but that takes us to like 12 pips away, so that's a bit too much for me. So somewhere around here, above the green trend line, because the green trend line is going to be resistance for this move. And then we're looking at 1 to 2. So 1 to 2 right now is pretty much, I'm thinking, it's too far away. Okay. It doesn't really work out with this trade, even though we're you know, the Wadaratar is saying, look, we've got the, well, we haven't actually, because we've got this explosion line has come back into the dead zone, so that would keep us out. We've got kind of a pinky colour on the histogram, so that's showing weakness. We're in a wave down. We've got the PSAR flip. We're below the trend line. What about the moving averages? Well, they're all pretty clustered together. We've got a bit of a crossover here as well. See the white and the yellow? Okay, see how they've crossed over? Okay, and what I always like to do, or like to see, are the EMAs in order in the direction of the trade. Okay, and currently they're all a bit clustered. They're all a bit all over the place, like spaghetti. So, you know, it's not giving us any clear indication of what's happening. And certainly, you know, the areas of interest have been exceeded down here. I know price kind of wicked down to there, but that doesn't really make a great lot of difference. Here, if you look a bit further back, this is more encouraging. Okay, in fact, that's quite encouraging there. So again, area of interest for here. Okay, taking it just to the bottom of that wick, tapping all those wicks. We're just right on that point. Okay, so that gives me a bit more confidence. Again, just look a bit further back, and you'll get a picture of what's happening. So if we're in this trade right now, if we're in the trade, we're not. We'd currently be up a pip or two, and what we're looking at doing is we've got 18 pips of profit, we've got 9 pips stop loss, 1 to 2 ratio, and that's really what you want with this strategy is you know, a 1 to 2 ratio, and you know, if you can do that with a decent account, and just make sure you calculate your lot size properly, and you only risk 1%. Don't risk any more than that. Okay, let's just come back to that. I'll move that to the side because that's where there we go. Right. GU. It's kind of interesting as well. Crikey. Just looking at all the... This is as low as it's been for a long, long time. I'll say a long time. Long time with 2 minute time frame. Right, so what I'm doing, sometimes when you look left and you can't really see anything, just go on a higher time frame. So now we're on the 15-minute time frame, and you can see all sorts of information in relation to this price. Okay, and there we've got some. Let's just go back to the 2 minutes. We could well be looking at a potential sell on this. So what have we got for a sell? Okay, we've got the wave down, check. We've got the red PSAR. No, we haven't got a red PSAR at all. Yes, we have, it's just there. Red PSAR, check. Wadaratar, okay, what's happening with that? Histogram is in the dead zone, okay, so it's telling us to stay out, all right? And also, you can see this explosion line. It's just starting to just move away from the dead zone, but it's still too early to do anything. And as you can see right now, price has come back. Okay, so the Wadaratar at the moment, you know, would have kept us out of this. Okay, we're below the red trend line, and if you look at these candles here, these are the wave candles. Okay, and these wave candles can sometimes give you confidence to keep you in or out of a trade. So you can see these are all red. All right, and the bigger the candle, then the more volume there is in the market. Okay, so currently right now it's kind of all over the place. It's still red. Okay, so if we'd got into a trade, I don't know, somewhere I mean, look at the state of this. I mean, it's just craziness, isn't it? Look at that. If we'd have got into a trade here, okay, and we were looking at the wave candle, we'll go, no, we'll stay in, no, we'll stay in. But prices are going up, no, it's okay, we'll stay in. Okay, and we'd have stayed in this trade. Potentially would have stayed in this trade, okay, on the say so of the wave candle. Okay, again, it's just another confirmation. But if we had, where do we have been? Somewhere in the region of 115 pips, which isn't bad. Okay, when you consider it's a 2-minute time frame, that's pretty excellent. Anyway, let's come back to this one. So EuroCAD, EuroCAD currently is the middle of nowhere. Yes, we had a bit of movement up here. Could we have taken something out of that? It's tight. See, the reason I measure it, okay, from this big candle here, okay, to there, okay, it's 9 pips, okay. So you got to look at your spread, okay. Spread is how much your broker is going to take off you. And as soon as you enter a trade, the broker takes their commission. Okay, so that's why as soon as you enter a trade, you'll be minus pips. Okay, and if you go look on your MT4, your MT5, or whatever you're using, it will give you an indication, or it will tell you. Your broker will tell you how much they're going to charge for that particular trade. And you've got to check it. So you've got to check that. So if we take off like 2 pips for broker on average, I don't know how much but say 2 pips, that's 8 pips. Nah, you're not going to get your 1 to 2 on that. Okay, and you're just kind of gambling. And if you're going to go for a 1-to-1, then you may as well wait until better setups appear. Okay, there's no point getting into really naff trades. Want to be taking really good trades. Okay, something else I was taught. Okay, don't just take any trade. Take really good trades, and trades where you look at and you go, ha, there we go. There's a trade, let's get in. Okay, now there's one we sort of looked at earlier, okay, and that was a slightly better trade, and as you can see right now, it's gone down to this level here. This is why I looked at it and I thought, this is a little bit too near the mark for me. Even though we've got this area here a bit further left with this area of interest here, it's still a little bit near the mark, and we could have looked at that, and we could have taken somewhere, we could have taken 10, 12, 13 pips, but we're in the trade for here, so let's just wait and just see what's going to happen. And this is the thing when you scalp, the mindset that you develop as a scalper, the mindset that you develop as a slightly longer sort of day trader, if you like. Some people, get into long-term trades where they're in trades sometimes for weeks, and you've just got to set your stop loss, set your take profit, monitor it every day, and just see where it's going. Now, a scalper would be looking at that going, I've got to get out here, got to get out, and they'll be looking at it and they'll be out, okay, because that's the mindset sometimes of a scalper. In, out, done, okay, walk away. And some people will go, I'll just leave it, it's okay. You develop or you trade the way that suits your mindset, your psychology, and ultimately your lifestyle. What sort of life do you want to lead? Do you want to be spending 12 hours a day behind the charts, or do you want a strategy where you can set it and walk away? That's up to you. Right, so are we on GU again? Yeah, GU. Not really doing much. Went to the downside a little bit. Okay. Like I said before, the volume wasn't there because the WADA and the histogram told us, there's not really enough. It's still in the dead zone, so we stay out of it. And like I said, post holidays, the markets are going to be just recovering from the break, and there will be trades to be had, but it just sometimes takes longer to warm up. And you know, it's like Monday morning. Monday morning comes, the markets are a bit lethargic. Sometimes new traders can be a bit too over enthusiastic to get into a trade and then regret it because they got too optimistic. So wait for trades to come to you. Don't chase trades. So yeah, Monday morning, usually a lot of people don't even bother trading on a Monday morning, and if they do, they're very, very, very cautious. Okay, so Tuesday UK time, Tuesday to Thursday are the best times to trade or to get into trades. And like I said, sometimes Fridays can be quite interesting. You know, when it comes to the high impact news at 1:30 for the US, you get some real volatile moves, but again, we just try and stay out of those. EU, again, it's way above our green trend line, okay? And sometimes when it does this, you can sometimes see price just meandering very slowly up, okay, very slowly back up, recovering, okay, from this massive move here, because price has got to come up back to here. It has to at some point, okay, but we don't know when. All right, now you might think, well, why don't you just set your stop loss from down here and just ride it all the way up? Okay, yeah, you could do. Okay, but what happens if price comes all the way down? Okay, because you've got drastic news or volatile news, you could lose a big chunk of your stop loss, or you could lose a big chunk of your account rather. Okay, so yeah, price eventually is going to come back up, but we don't know when. So we just got to be patient. Patience really is the main thing. We're going to be patient and wait. Right. GBP CAD. Now you can see, look, that went down to that first area of interest, and now it's starting to go back up again. It's coming down to the pivot. Okay. Well, we've got 11 seconds left on this time frame, and it would be nice to see price to come through and see that pivot line act as support rather than resistance, but it's not. Oh, did it? No. Still resisting on my line. Yeah, still resisting. Yeah. And if you look at, you know, this here, we've got all this imbalance. So again, price needs to come up, okay. But for the purpose of what we're doing, price may well just tap. It may well, he says. I think this trade's still got a bit of legs in it. Still may well come back down, okay. So you've got this area here, okay, just around this. That's below our take profit level. We've got this area here, okay, which is conservatively at our take profit level. And we've got this area here, which I put on previously, which is kind of 3/4 in, which is already hit. So we'll have to see. Right, crack, we've been on an hour already. Crazy. So price here is coming. It's come down. There's a red trend line. It's come down, wave down. PSAR starting to show a bit of strength on the histogram. So what have we got? What have we got going on? Yeah, this is the one where we need to go on the 15-minute time frame to see what we've got. Let me just go on the 15-minute. This is going way down. See that? See this line here? This is. So yeah, potentially we probably missed out on that one. Put over 2. Yeah. area of interest really is to short onto that. When you're down to the pivot line here, but then you've got stop loss just above here, and your 1 to 2 is down to here because we got in this too late. Yeah, it's not. I don't know if it's going to reach that. Right, Euro CAD, nothing. Euro USD, that's starting to approach our trend line. So imbalance is the areas of interest on this one. So we're just approaching that that line there. And what have we got in terms of distance? 6 pips. It's not a huge amount. Go back on the 15. It's moving down, but I'm just looking at prices currently here. We've got areas of interest just below the imbalance, but it's not more than 10 pips away. Then you've got a pivot to here. Yeah, that was a nice one. Just there, look. That's a real nice one there. Nice area of interest. Right, let's bang on 2 minutes. So we're still straddling the trend line, so we're not really interested in getting in quite yet. Okay, but if it does come past the trend line and break free, we'd be looking at something like our stop loss kind of. So we've got this engulfing candle. That's 11 pips. It's a bit too much for my liking. So somewhere just above this line here. 9.8 is a bit much as well. But a 1 to 2. Yeah, you see, a 1 to 2 look. 1 to 2 is here. Sorry, what we're talking about. 1 to 2 is here, and our area of interest is here. Okay, so let's just leave it at that. See what we get. Ideally, not ideally, but you could potentially put your stop loss just above the trend line, because the trend line is now offering resistance. So you could do that you could go somewhere. What have we got here? We've got this area here, okay, this area there, and then your 1 to 2 would be to here, okay. But again, it's not really ideal. Tell you what, let's put it above this candle, okay, puts it around this area. 1 to 2, because what I want really is it to be above this area of interest. Okay, so we've got a 1 to 2 there, 7 pips. That's the kind of magic number really with this 1 to 2 ratio. That kind of makes me a bit more comfortable. Okay, we're above this we're above this candle. We're above this line here, which is where the indicator's telling us to put previous stop losses. So let's just see what happens. Right, what else did we have going on? There's Euro USD up, we just got there. Okay, oh look, see how it just almost gave us those pips on there. I'm still pretty confident it's going to come down and touch it before it then goes to the upside. So it's coming down to our take profit level. 1 minute and 38 on this time frame. It may well get near it, and you know, if you're so minded, I mean, would you, if you were watching this trade, would you look at it and go, no, it's not at my take profit level yet, okay? Or would you then wait for it to go back up again and potentially, you know, lose pips? But it's almost there. Almost. It's done exactly the same thing. So my area of interest might be just a bit too low for this one. Okay. Maybe just a tad too low. Maybe it should have been just, yeah. You see, I put it on here looking at these, but then I didn't take these into account. Okay. So maybe that should have been a little bit higher, just a tad higher. But you see right now it's just touched it. So that would have taken us out for a take profit. So that's not too bad if it was in this trade. So 2%. So depending on how much you got in your account, okay, depends on how much you're going to make, and obviously what we base ourselves on is funded accounts, because that's the way to trade. Use it with other people's money, and I always base it on 80%, okay, because it's conservative, because that's what most funded most prop firms will give you 80% straight out the bat. You can qualify for additional commissions or whatever they call it, but always go for 80%. So if we've got 50 grand on a 2%, you can, that's like, let's say 100 grand, because it's easier to work out. Okay, on a 2%, that would have given you 2 grand. Okay, and then you take in 80% of 2 grand. Okay. And again, getting yourself a prop firm or getting yourself a funded account just makes so much sense. And there are many to choose from. We always went with FTMO, but there's a lot of different ones on there now, because it's an increasing market, so that makes it more competitive, just the same as the markets do, you know. But you know, in reality, you know, if you were to make, you know, half that, you know, 3 times a week, if you do, you know, and bearing in mind you're going to make some losses as well, you know, but would you be happy with, you know, 2-3 grand a week from this sort of strategy? I know most people would. Right, GU, what's happening there? Yeah, nothing really happening on that one. We're sort of into this area of stop loss. Even though we're below a trend line, we're currently we're still on a wave down. PSI is red. Histogram is showing us. Oh, histogram is just turned. Oh, is that because of the news? Yeah, it's the news. Look. So the news has just kicked in. 1400, or yeah, 1400 has just kicked in for the euro. Okay, so let's see how the euro pairs. See what happens on the euro pairs. Not a huge difference, to be quite honest, on that one. Again, it is low impact, but it doesn't really matter if it's low or high. Sometimes the financial institutions just hide behind it. regardless. Yeah, so just going back to this one on the, I mean, it wicked it down perfectly, but it was a little bit tight for my liking. It's come back down again, hit it. Okay, so again, it was okay, but again, when you're putting your areas of interest on, I would have looked at this. Okay, I mean that is quite tasty. Okay, maybe even like brought it up. Where are we going? Where's that gone? It's just disappeared. Just disappeared. Do this again. Alright, here we go. So I would have maybe brought it up. No, I know why. I've got me magnet tool on. Maybe, so I'm looking at that one there. Okay, these are all okay. Okay, these are sort of on the body. Wicked it to there, and that would have given us a little bit more breathing space, but we didn't. That's where we ended up. Okay, but it touched it nicely there, so that's okay. Right, let's have a quick look before we go. So we've got so the Euro News has pushed this price up, and again this is just pure manipulation from the banks. Okay, so this isn't a time to get excited, to get into a trade. Because it's pure manipulation. So the fact is that price may well come up, take out some stop losses, and then push it to the downside. So just be really, really mindful and cautious. And as you can see from here, look, the histogram is still in the dead zone, starting to move out a little bit, but it's still manipulation. So EU is currently kind of in the middle of nowhere, really, not really doing much. So we did put the idea on here for a sell, but currently we're in. If it was in this, we'd be in drawdown. But we'll have to wait and see what happens on that. GU, similar sort of situation. And again, this is something else you don't want to do as well. Is you've got GBP CAD, GBP USD. If you go into the two of the same pairs, well, we're both looking at trading GBP. If they lose, you'll lose both. Okay, so a rule of thumb is just go into one pair. Okay, like the euros. Okay, just go into one pair. Okay, that's enough. Don't overtrade. Okay, as always, be mindful of that. Right. Okay, there we go. First day back after Christmas. And we've got some value from this. Again, if you've got any questions, drop me a comment below. If you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. And if you got some value from this, or indeed any of the videos on this channel, give us a thumbs up. Really appreciate that. And I will see you on the charts tomorrow. Bye for now.